Hey YouTube, Marco Polo here. I've got 3 steps to getting independent financially. Step one, trading your time for money. Step 2, using said money to make more money. Takes money to make money, right? And step 3, trading your money for time. Okay, now at step 3, we'll go ahead and work ourselves backwards this way. Step 3, trading your money for time. What you want to do here is let that money from step 2, which is making money for you, allow you to have the time to do the things that you enjoy. The time to sleep in if you want. The time to take vacations. The time to never miss a school function. To always be there with your family and the people that you care about. Or the hobbies that you're into. To never miss out. That time you will have when you have that right amount of money to cover your lifestyle during the time that you're enjoying your life. On back to step 2, which is using your money to make money. Now, this is where you're in that grinding process of repeating, rinsing, repeating. Let's say you're adding money to a fund, a stock that's paying you a dividend. It pays you the dividend. You put that dividend back into that stock. You're trading your time for money in part 1, which is also putting money into that cycle. So that just grows. The compounding effects of that system. The number 2 is using that money to make more money, which makes more money, which makes more money. And you see how that goes. It just grows in that way. And back to step 1, trading your time for money. This, could be what most people are going to be stuck in for the eternity of their lives, is trading their money, their physical time, being somewhere physically in order to make that money, being present, working for it. It's a finite resource that we can only have so many hours during the day to push and to work and physically do what we do. And also how many hours in a day are going to be available to us to actually go out there and make that money when we leave our house, when we're out there struggling in the workforce, dealing with problems and issues and other people's problems and other people's issues. Well, they just all become ours. And that right there is the grind. It's the hustle. It's the corporate ladder. It's the way you get your money up so that you can then dump it into number 2 and then dump it into number 3 and ultimately have your freedom. So you are trading your freedom for the money. Then you're going ahead and compounding that money. And then you're going ahead and trading that money ultimately back for your freedom. So you're going through this cycle, this 1, 2, 3. And let me see an extra way that you might be able to get this done. Watch me. So this is M1 Finance. This is an online brokerage. It's fairly easy to open. And you connect it with your bank account and you can fund it. Very easy. I started out with $2,500. And the plan is to buy high yield dividend stocks that pay me a high yield. I entered holdings such as Roundhill S&P 500, Roundhill 500. These are options. This is the high-paying S&P ETF, NEOS QQI, CLM, Tesla, NVIDIA, and Misty. Now, back to the main page. What I did was I funded with my own cash $2,500. By doing so, you end up with a margin. I've got margin there. I've also got margin here. It gave me a $1,200 originally margin. And tomorrow I'll be spending $500 of that, adding it back into those same stocks to pay me dividends. This here would be the dividend income that will come from this portfolio. We'll go with the next 12 months. Right now, with the 2,500 invested, we'll average around $58.46 per month. The annual income estimated to be $700. So I expect that to go up as soon as that 500 extra dollars on margin, which is I'm taking a loan on my own money and adding it to it to buy these funds and these stocks, which will also increase the income, which will pay down the margin itself. So the more dividends I get, the more it will pay down what I owe, that original $500 that I'm going to be taking out should be wiped out fairly quickly using this own, its own power of compounding, which the dividends will pay for that. And then I'll move forward and probably take out more margin. And in the meantime, I'll own more and more shares of these funds. And if one of the funds, is not doing so well, or if anything changes, I'll kick that one out and I'll put something else in its place. Or I may change the allocated percentage and beef it up or slim it down as necessary to allow this portfolio to grow like it needs to. So it's just one or another way of money working for you, that you don't have to get up and go to a job. It's making its own money. And ultimately, the dividend, when it grows such a large account, should, this is in theory, if everything's got to go right, but it should pay me on a monthly basis even more, I would expect, than the $58 that we're looking at in the next 12 months. I expect that number to be at least 10x. So $500 to $600 as I slowly add to this account would be a good baseline for an income. And tell me if $500 or $600 a month without fail would help you out. What would that tip the scale in your favor to take a vacation, or maybe you'd want to reinvest that money and just let it grow even larger? Maybe ultimately that's what I'll do. The way to financial freedom is having more money coming in than what you have going out. And you are literally financially free as long as you don't have to physically get up and work for that money. You are not free when you have to work for somebody else and basically do their bidding. So if you don't mind, give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. If any of you out there have any ideas for secondary, third income streams, I'm just brainstorming here. I'm trying to make things work. We got to try and try again. If you have any ideas, please leave it in the comments below. I'm sure a lot of us would like to open up the discussion for this. You see, we got to make hay when the sun shines. And, just like the squirrels, when the times are good, they grab the nuts and they squirrel them away. That's why they call it that, squirreling it away. For the colder months, when the acorns are not available and the food is not available, the squirrels have a place they can go back and get that food. Well, when we do have some cash flow and we got some money going on, we need to figure out ways to use that money. That would be step 2, to make more money. So you may not always be successful, but the dang thing about it is you try. You try and you learn. You live and you learn. And as you learn, you get better and better. It takes a professional to do something professional. But how do you ever get to that point to be a professional if you don't try? You have to do it first. Anybody who's done anything, usually the first time, they're not great at it. I mean, there has been freak times where somebody's just a natural. But even then, there's room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. Anyways, again, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, have a great day.